Imagine sitting alone in a small, cold room, accused of something you didn't do. The lights are harsh, the silence is deafening, and the pressure feels unbearable. You've been questioned for hours, maybe even overnight, with no food or rest. Every question feels like a trap. Your mind races, fear starts to creep in, and slowly, your confidence starts to crumble. And then, without even realizing it, you say the words, "Yes, I did it." It's almost impossible to imagine, right? How can someone admit to a crime they never committed? But this isn't fiction. It happens more often than you think. And the reasons behind it are deeply psychological. Today, we'll explore why innocent people confess to crimes they didn't commit, what traps lead them there, and we'll look at how our minds react under extreme pressure. We're breaking down the science of why the truth isn't always enough. False confessions are a real and shocking phenomenon. Studies in the United States reveal that nearly 25% of wrongful convictions involve someone admitting to a crime they never committed. That's 1 in 4 people convicted incorrectly. A staggering number when you consider the stakes: freedom, reputation, and even life. Why does this happen? To understand, we need to look at the human mind. How does stress affect decision-making? How does fear distort reality? How can exhaustion and isolation make even a strong person believe they are guilty? In the next few minutes, we'll break this down using real psychology. We'll be showing you the warning signs, the traps, and most importantly, how to protect yourself and others in high-stakes situations. One of the most powerful forces leading to false confessions is intense psychological pressure. Investigators may use long, high-stress interrogations for hours. The suspect may face sleep deprivation, hunger, and sensory overload. Imagine sitting in a small room with bright lights, a single officer pressing questions non-stop. Your brain begins searching for a way out. This is a biological survival response: fight, flight, or compliance. In these moments, logic often takes a back seat. In these moments, instinct takes over. The mind prioritizes immediate relief over long-term consequences. This is a survival mechanism, not a logical choice. The idea of confessing, even to something you didn't do, starts to seem like a possible escape. It's about ending the pain in that very second. This is why so many false confessions are not lies. They're survival mechanisms, subconscious decisions to reduce stress, fear, and discomfort. Certain individuals are more vulnerable to these psychological traps. Young people, those with mental health challenges and suggestible personalities are at high risk. Studies show that repeated questioning can lead to doubt and memory distortion. Imagine being asked the same question over and over in slightly different ways. Your mind starts trying to find an answer that satisfies the questioner. You begin to question yourself. Maybe I did do it, I just don't remember. This is called an internalized false confession, where the brain convinces itself that the suspect committed the act, even if they didn't. It's a terrifying shift. This psychological effect highlights just how fragile human memory and perception can be under extreme pressure. Our own minds can betray us. Not all false confessions are due to confusion. Some occur as a desperate attempt to escape. These are called escape confessions. If I admit it, maybe this will end. Others are motivated by love or loyalty. Altruistic false confessions. A person may confess to protect a friend, a sibling, or a parent from punishment. Under stress, fear and concern for loved ones can override logic, leading people to make statements that can ruin their lives for the sake of another. Both scenarios show the remarkable influence of human emotion over rational thought. The desire to protect or escape becomes the only priority. Another factor is false evidence or manipulation. Investigators may claim there is concrete evidence, fingerprints, DNA, or eyewitnesses, that doesn't actually exist. The suspect begins to doubt their own memory and reality. The mind is highly suggestible when isolated and exhausted. They start to believe the impossible. Over time, the suspect may start to believe they committed the crime. This internalized belief is not about lying. It's about the brain trying to reconcile fear. It's about the brain trying to bridge the gap between fear and the stories it's being told. This is where the truth gets lost in the noise of interrogation. So how can someone recognize the manipulation? Watch for prolonged isolation or intense interrogation. The longer the pressure, the more vulnerable the mind. Watch for repeated questioning with subtle changes. This confuses memory and creates doubt. It's a hallmark of a mind trap in progress. Be wary of claims of perfect or impossible evidence. When authorities insist they have proof that you know doesn't exist, it's a manipulation tactic. And emotional manipulation, where guilt, shame, or fear is used to push the suspect to admit. These are all red flags that should not be ignored. Awareness is the first step. If you notice these factors, remain calm. Know that your mind is under assault, and it is okay to stop and breathe. Seek legal counsel immediately. Understanding the psychology of the interrogation room is your best defense against the unthinkable. Truth matters. Protect it.